se
Welcome to Satsang. It was beautiful. The lights went out and gave us an extra 30, 60 seconds to just keep the eyes closed and stay in meditation. Lights are out outside, but on inside. We'll start as always with a question that's come in advance from our family joining us from all over the world through the beautiful gift of technology, one of the upsides of technology. So people are able, who aren't able to come physically, are actually able to use their technology for good and join us online. So we start with taking a question from them first, and then we'll open it up to any questions that anyone has. Yeah, we'll start with you. I know we promised. How to go all the way on a spiritual path. Raman Maharishi Ji said, just be. But I'm not sure if that's good enough. Do I meditate longer? Do I go to temples more often? What should one do? This has been asked by Dhruv. You know, when I was growing up in Los Angeles, back in the 70s and the 80s, there was a really big kind of hip teaching. And the teaching was, just be, don't do. You're a human being, not a human doing. Now, in that case, what they meant was, spend your week. Are we here? Okay, wonderful. What they meant was, spend your weekends lying on the beach. Forget your homework, forget anything else you have to do. That's doing. And just cover yourself with the oil we all used to do and lie on the beach, and that is being. Doing was homework, doing was housework, doing was chores, doing was errands, doing was work of any kind. And being meant, hey, let's just hang out at someone's house and watch TV or play video games or swim in the pool and eat ice cream and French fries. Like that counted as being, and everything else counted as doing. What I learned when I came to India, and I started diving into teachings around karma yoga, the yoga of action, is that actually the teaching, it's not don't do, just be. Because even if I don't appear to be doing anything, even if I just sit here and I stop talking and I close my eyes, I'm actually still doing. My mind is doing. I'm having thoughts of wisdom or lack of wisdom, gyan, agyan, vidya, avidya, truth or untruth. But I'm also doing because not doing what I'm supposed to do is also an action. There's two types of acts. Acts of commission, that which I do, and acts of omission, that which I should do but don't. That's just as much an action. Not doing your chores or your homework or your work is an action. The teaching of Karma Yoga and the teaching when Raman Maharishi Ji, this beautiful, brilliant, divine saint, gave this teaching, he was not speaking in contradiction to the Bhagavad Gita, which is rooted in teaching us how to use our action as yoga, as spiritual practice. What he was teaching us was how to be while doing. How can you be doing? Hands are doing. Legs are doing. But I'm not identified as the doer. Where we get lost is not that my hands are doing dishes or my hands are doing homework or my hands are driving a car or grocery shopping or cooking or doing whatever I do. That's not an impediment in any way, shape, or form to enlightenment, to spiritual awakening. No one ever said, stop doing the dishes, it's going to keep you from getting enlightened. Or stop doing your homework, or stop fulfilling your responsibilities. Stop cooking, for God's sake. Stop grocery shopping. No one said that. There's no scripture, there's no teaching. What the teaching is number one, stop identifying as the doer. So while you're doing the dishes, for example, instead of having the mind go, this is so unfair. Oh my God, why am I the one who has to do the dishes every night? Everyone eats. Why am I the one who has to do the dishes? Oh, I have so many other things I'd rather be doing, but my God, this family, my kids, my in-laws, whatever it may be. The problem is not my hands in soapy water. The problem is my mind mired in doership, in identification as the one who's doing. And this happens regardless of what we do. Are you the president or CEO of a company? I'm the one. Or even of a big charity. I'm the one. It's because of me. I'm the one who makes things happen. I'm the one. Main nahi hoti, kuch nahi hota. Right? That feeling, that's doership. That's ignorance. That is an impediment to your spiritual practice. Just being means, your arms are still going to do what you have to do. Your legs are going to do what they have to do. He didn't say don't fulfill your dharma. He didn't say don't engage with your karmic journey or process. But don't identify. Don't become the doer. Be the channel through which doing is happening. do, surrender. Whatever you do, surrender it to the divine. Surrender it to God. Whatever the actions are. There's a beautiful line in the Bhagavad Gita that says, Yat karoshi yadashnasi, yajjahoshi dadasiyat, yat tapasyasi konteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. And it basically just means offer everything you do. All of your actions. Even the ones that you would count as just being. Your meditation, your prayers, your fire ceremonies, your sadhana, your tapas. Even offer that. Offer it all to me. Recognize you are not the doer. So we allow our hands to do because we can't help but do. But our mind, our focus, our awareness stays on being. There's a beautiful line in a prayer that we chant every morning here that says, Mukho me ho Ram Nam, Ram Seva Hatme. Let the name of God be on your lips. Your lips are chanting your mantra. Your lips are just being with God. But your hands are doing God's work. And that's the teaching. So don't worry about running around here, running around there. Absolutely take Raman Maharishiji's teachings. Just stop. Stop thinking that what you need is outside. Stop running after things. Just stop. Allow your dharma to flow through you. Allow your karmic journey to flow through. Let the action happen. But let the mind and the awareness and the identification just be. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, come to the mic. Last night we were ending with him with his hand up, so I promised we'd start with you today.
You remember it. My respects and regards to you. I am Ravinder Kaul. I have been a so-called successful man. I was a public servant in a public company. I had my good career. I have got a good family. My both daughters are doctorates. They are in America.
Beautiful.
My wife, so-called wife, she's here. She's good.
She's not a so-called wife.
She's also here.
Yes.
I'm
your beloved wife, not so-called wife, beloved wife, Dharma Patni, yes.
I beg to submit to you how to come out of raag and dwesh. Raag.
Yes.
Greed and dwesh.
Yes.
Yes, just let me complete first. I am pursuing one set of meditation of Vipassana that teaches us no aversion to anybody. You should not have any raag, you should not have any dvesh, no jealousy, no. How to come out of this?
Beautiful. So...
Excuse me, let me complete.
Okay, sure, yes, sorry, yes.
Let me complete.
No problem.
As far as I am concerned,
Done.
I feel my conscience is clear. I don't want to harm anybody. Nobody should be...
Can you just speak into the microphone fully, though, so that everyone can hear?
At the end of the day, nobody should be harmed by me. That is the goal of my life. I know you have to be always on the giving end, not on the receiving end. Once we are on the receiving end, we feel very sorry. But one thing is there, if I am on the I'll be very happy, very happy. But I am asking only at the end of the day, I am asking one question to me, how to come out of these two words? I am a human being.
Done. Okay. Done. So everything is there, success in business, success in family, success all around. And yet, how do we come out of this raag and dwesh? In the yogic teachings, we speak of what's called the 5 kleshas, the 5 causes, core causes of suffering. And I won't go into all of them, but of the 5, 2 of them are raag and dwesh. The others, just for anyone who's interested, are avidya, lack of wisdom, or you could say ignorance, asmita, ego, and abhinivesh, which is fear of death. But raag and dwesh are 2 very, very core ones. And what they mean is the desires, the yearning to grab that which I don't have, and aversion, the desire to push something away. An object, a thing, an experience, a person. This is the nature of the mind. The mind sees everything as an object. And so if it sees things as objects, objects have one of 2 properties. Either they're desirable or they're not desirable. If it's desirable, I want it. If it's not desirable, I want it to be removed. In order to overcome raag and dwesh, we have to overcome that tendency of the mind to objectify. And it begins by objectifying ourselves. So long before there's raag and dwesh in the outer world, I objectify my own self. I am this body. I am the one who has made this much money. I am the one who is this success or this failure, if that's my story. I am the one who is the husband of this one, the father of this one, the son of this one, the achiever of that, the brother of this one's employer, this one's employee, whatever it may be. I identify as that, as this physical body, what it looks like, what it can do, how much money it's made, where it's been. So I objectify myself. And when I objectify myself, I objectify the rest of the world. I see other people as objects. They're either someone I can use for something that I want, whether it's just pure sensual pleasure, I have lust. Whether it's somewhat more subtle, I can use them to get ahead. I can use them as a stepping stone to this other thing I want. Or I see them as impediments on my path, hurdles, and I have to get rid of them. And raag and dwesh are born out of this dichotomy in the mind that is rooted in the falsehood of objectification. The moment that you realize you are not your body, meaning there's nothing you lack, because if I'm this body, there's so much we lack, even when we're happy. At the end of the day, we're never quite rich enough or beautiful enough or successful enough or smart enough or popular enough or whatever we want to be. We're not quite that enough. So there's always going to be desire. And even if it's not on a core level, it may just be you see an advertisement and you want that. Ah, yes, that, I should have it. There's always going to be aversion, things that are unpleasant. I don't like them. They don't feel good. And I'm always going to be threatened by that which I don't want. Because my sense of self becomes so tenuous that I need everything to be exactly the way I want it for me to be happy. And the only answer is know thyself. When I know that I am full and whole and complete and one with the divine and not lacking in any way, that I am the one who's not born, who doesn't die, who isn't the body, then there's nothing I need. There's no desire. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy a nice hot cup of tea on a cold day. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy the beautiful smell of flowers. But it means I don't need this thing in order to be happy. I don't need someone to act in a certain way or be in a certain way or treat me a certain way in order for me to be happy. Because I'm not lacking. I'm full. And I don't feel threatened by anything. Again, doesn't mean I don't have preferences, but it means that nothing and no one threatens my sense of self. So I don't need to push anyone away. Yeah, there may be annoying people in the world. There may even be mean people, obnoxious people in the world. But I'm able to kind of move through the world without needing to remove them. Because my peace is not so tenuous. Rainy days, dry days, hot days, cold days. Again, I might have a preference, but I don't need it to be a certain way or to avoid or push away things. Because I'm content within the self. And so that's where the only solution to raag and dwesh, to this desire and aversion, is to stop identifying as this physical self and to start identifying as soul, as spirit, as that truth. Then there's nothing to need, nothing to push away. Yes. First you and then you. Yes. Okay.
Guruma, namaskar. My name is Motilal Labru. I also belong to Kashmir. We have come here, Kashmiri family here.
Beautiful.
To have tomorrow some thread ceremony.
Wonderful.
I was day before yesterday only, in the Satsang, in the Ganga Aarti. You said, you ask a query to yourself. I have a small question. Please, everybody, don't keep it as an ego, like think I'm asking this.
No problem. This is a safe space. आप बस पूछिएगा question. Yeah.
I just want to know, who are you?
Me? Okay. So this is in response, as he was saying, to what I had mentioned in the Ganga Aarti the other night, that we all should ask ourselves, really, who am I? And of course, this is a core teaching. So now he's turned it around and has asked me, who are you? So there's a lot of layers of self. For the moment, we'll take two of them. On the highest, deepest, truest level, it's actually just I am. There's not even a blank to fill in, because everything that you put into that blank starts to limit it. Even we say, I am soul, I am spirit, I am divinity. So yes, the words sound expansive and eternal and infinite, and yet they're just words. Ultimately, on the highest level, it's just I am. So hum. Tattvam asi. I am that. Thou art that. Whatever that is, it is exactly what you are. Meaning just I am, period, full stop. There is nothing I am not. Because on that level, which is the level spoken about so much in Vedanta, we are one with the divine, one with the supreme reality. We are Brahman, Om Brahm. We are that. Everythingness. Nothing I am not. And then on the other level, again, there's, we speak also about koshas, different sheaths, different bodies, subtle bodies. I won't go into all of that now. We'll just talk on the highest spiritual level and then this human level. On the human level, here I am, 53 years old, female, 1971 American model. Right? I mean, it's the model of this vehicle. And on the level that I am this vehicle, well, that's who I am. It was manufactured in 1971 in America, female version. And on that level, even though it's not the highest, deepest, truest level of spirit, it's also a level that's important to recognize because we've taken this human incarnation. We are here in human bodies with other humans. And I don't believe that anything by God is random or is meaningless or is a mistake. And so I don't believe that the only purpose, certainly the highest purpose, but I don't believe that the only purpose of a human incarnation is to realize that we are divine. That is our highest purpose. But it is not our only purpose. We are also, I believe, meant to live this human incarnation to the very fullest. And on one aspect, it means using this body, whatever year and make and model you might have, but using it as a channel, as a vehicle, as a vessel of service, of divine flow here on earth. And also using it to interact with, experience, appreciate, celebrate this beautiful divine creation that's been given to us by the Creator. If we were not meant to celebrate it, why would it be so beautiful? Right? If we weren't meant to enjoy the fragrance of a flower, why would flowers have such beautiful fragrances? If we weren't meant to enjoy a sunset, a sunrise, why would we have eyes that can perceive so many colors, or the colors of a rainbow? I believe very much that we were given this to be able to experience, to witness, but also to thoroughly engage with the exquisiteness of creation. So we recognize I am not the body, but we also recognize the body as a precious, precious gift.
I have just a slide again.
I want to, before we end, I want to take his question. Then you're okay? Very sweet. Okay, done, yes. But you have to turn the microphone back on. Mic चालू कर दो भैया. There's an on-off switch yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Just I wanted to tell in this one gathering here, from the childhood, I am a scientist by profession. From the childhood, I was involved with this spiritual line, right from my childhood. And I was searching for a correct answer to my question, which was always disturbing me. And lately I have understood, I don't know, you please correct me if I am wrong. Lately I understood that I have studied this blood sample under the microscope in a small blood drop, you will find in the microscope there is a fountain of drops coming out of this one and coming back. So, and I understood by that, we are Atma, part of Paramatma. Paramatma's Ansh. We are in the pure, our Ansh is pure.
Yes.
And with the time it has got negativity involved in with the time negativity has developed in this one. My Guruji was telling, when he says in the satsang, he says, please keep your mind outside. Then come inside. Because it is a belief. Mind is a bundle of thoughts, which always disturbs you, distracts you. And when you want to go in, mind is not required to go in.
So what is the question?
My question is, what I said first, who I am. That I am coming to that only. So what I understood, that I am a seer. I am only a seer. I don't get affected. It is just like a TV screen. You see a flood, you see, burning up something, anything. But the TV does not get affected by this one. It is only seeing it.
Absolutely.
And I am a seer. I am not getting affected by any negativity or positivity and other things. I just see it. So my inside this one, it is dissociated. Actually, if you are talking to inside this one, it is dissociated with the physical body. In the physical body is only to do karmas.
Okay, so let me take. I'm sorry. उसको थोड़ा सा मुझे खत्म करना है ताकि.
अच्छा, sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. बस. So the description that he's given of the screen is a very, very common way that we describe consciousness and awareness. It's something we speak and hear about a lot, that I am the one who's aware. And there's a lot of different ways to describe it, but it's absolutely true. So I'm aware now of this paper in front of me. I'm aware now of the glass. And that's just aware with my eyes. We can move into different senses. But ultimately, that power of awareness stays the same. Whether I'm aware of a paper, aware of a glass through my eyes, aware of the taste of water through both taste buds as well as the actual experience of sensation as it goes down my throat. I'm aware of smells, I'm aware of sounds. That object of my awareness keeps changing, but awareness is the same. So one metaphor that is used very frequently is a movie screen, as he mentioned. Different movies are portrayed on the screen. Violence, war, making love, having children, fighting, making up. A documentary about life under the ocean, a documentary about the African Sahara, a documentary about outer space. So one moment there's Saturn on the screen. The next moment there's a lion on the screen. The next moment the lion is eating a zebra on the screen. But actually nothing is happening on the screen. Screen is unchanging. The moment the projector stops, screen is totally unaffected. Projector's off. It's not like you can say, oh yeah, this is the screen of the lion eating the zebra, versus this is the screen of Saturn, or this is the screen of people getting married, or this is the screen of life under the water. It's just the screen. That which gets displayed on the screen, projected on the screen, keeps changing. Another way of describing it or thinking about it, and they're all just different metaphors, different analogies to help us understand this truth that we are everything. That's why I was saying there is nothing I am not, and yet I am that which is unchanged. So the screen is every movie. You can't have a movie without a screen. You can have all the projectors in the world, all the cassettes in the world, but without a screen, you cannot have a movie. So in the same way, that consciousness is that interacting with different objects, giving us an experience. Some experiences are pleasant, some experiences are not. Another way of thinking about it is a light. What a light shines on keeps changing. My light is now shining on my hand. My light is now shining on you. Now it's shining on my glass of water. But I'm the light. I'm not the objects that it is being shined upon. I am the light. That light of awareness. So, absolutely, it's another way of understanding that aspect of the unchanging, eternal, never born, never died self. Because even though you cannot have a movie without a screen, you can have a screen without a movie. Means all of these experiences, objects keep happening. I am that light of awareness, that consciousness that is shining on them, or the screen upon which they are happening. But even if all objects disappear, this is what happens in deep sleep. Right? In deep sleep, I'm not aware of anything. But awareness doesn't disappear. I'm not conscious of anything, but consciousness doesn't disappear. Who I am has not disappeared on the core level. I'm without personality. I'm without history. I'm without identity. Right? No dreams, no nothing. Deep sleep. No experience. But consciousness is still there. The screen is still there. There's just no movie that's being relayed. So that's definitely another way of understanding it. The dilemma with this, and the reason that I gave the also human level when you said, who are you? Is this is a truth on the highest level of what we call Jnana Yoga, the path of wisdom. And it's absolutely true. And unless you are living a life dedicated to meditating upon that wisdom and going deeper and deeper and deeper, it actually can lead us to getting very cut off from life. It can lead to indifference. It can lead to apathy. It can lead to disconnection. It can lead to a lack of compassion. It can lead to laziness. It can lead to complacency. It can lead to selfishness. Because the moment that I very consciously separate that which I identify as from my human experience, then I have cut myself off from every other human. I have cut myself off from every drop of water. I've cut myself off from every tree. And our teachings, the teachings of the seers and the saints and the rishis and the gurus and the yogis and the Bhagavad Gita, and whether you look at Bhagwan Ram, whether you look at Bhagwan Krishna, the teachings are all about, here is how to do human life. Here's how to be a son, a father, a husband, a brother, a king, a warrior. Here is how to do life. And yes, we have the moment. Bhagwan Krishna shows his full divine form to Arjuna to give Arjuna that experience of, yes, we play the game here, we do our roles, and yet remember this ultimate truth that you are eternal. And then he comes back, and yet here you are in your body as a warrior, and you must pick up your bow and arrow and fight. So I'm a little bit hesitant to give those sorts of teachings that you mention without the other aspect, because if you are not engaged in a deep study of Vedanta, and you're not engaged in a deep meditative practice around Jnana Yoga, and you walk into satsang once, you could walk out with actually something that is much more untruth than truth. You could pick up a piece and walk out feeling like no need to do anything. All of these hungry people, all of these homeless people, it's all an illusion. It's all just happening on the screen of me. And if I just close my eyes and look away, I don't have to acknowledge them. And that is the exact antithesis, the exact opposite of spiritual teachings. So our spiritual path is about bringing both teachings together. We know what you say. We know that we are the eternal. And we know that we are here right now in a human body, in an incarnation, with a karmic journey. And that virtues of selflessness, of compassion, of truth are critical for us to cultivate. That practices of yoga, of meditation, otherwise why meditate? If I'm just the screen, who cares whether I'm eating a burger or whether I'm meditating? It doesn't matter at all if all I am is the screen. If all I am is the light, well, the light shines on a burger just as much as it shines on me meditating. It shines on me murdering someone or raping someone just as much as it shines on me feeding someone. And yet there is no spiritual teaching I know of any religion. There's no spiritual master who has ever said, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. You feel like murdering someone? No problem, go ahead. You feel like feeding someone? No problem, go ahead. Ek hi baat hai. I've never heard that. It's always the opposite. It's always live with compassion. Live with oneness, live in peace, live in love, live in service, live and recognize that you are one. And those teachings only pertain to this human incarnation, which is why I also deeply believe that this is a critically important aspect of our spiritual journey and experience and awakening. Beautiful. Yeah. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your evening, everyone. A beautiful morning and day to our family joining us from all over the world. And so much love to all of you.